See, I've always felt sort of out of place in the fact that I am not a big watcher of sports, never have been.
Never?
I've really tried, I really tried to get into NFL football when I was in high school and in college. And I mean, it was good from like the social perspective. And I really tried to like get into it, but it was very hard to like sustain. I don't know. I'm just not a big like, let's sit down and watch sports.
Is it because the uniforms look too modern and that you wish that they were wearing like leather helmets instead?
Yeah, I can't get behind this proper shoulder and head protection. I'd say the only sport I really pay any attention to is college basketball.
What is your guys' mascot?
They are the Golden Eagles.
Go fighting Eagles.
Golden Eagles.
Go fighting Golden Eagles. Is it different if I say go fighting Eagles? Is that something else?
Well, no, it's wrong. I mean, it's not something else. It's just not right. And lastly, did you play sports as a kid or, in high school or college?
No, my mom wouldn't let me play sports as a kid.
Not any, or you played no organized sports?
No, I played soccer when I was in kindergarten. And then after that, my mom barred me from playing all sports.
Before like middle school, I did youth soccer. I tried baseball. I played like youth league basketball, and I was like C- or lower. Like I was C- at best. I was not very good. But then I played football and rugby in high school.
You played rugby?
Yeah, I played 1 year of my senior year, and it was a lot of fun.
That's intense, man.
But Paul was much bigger back then, and God, there was so much running. So we got football season starting up, and especially down here in the South, college football season is insane. Mm-hmm. The baseball playoffs are heating up. The Olympics just ended. Basketball season, kicks off pretty soon. So today we want to talk about sports and cereal.
Sports and cereal. Oh, we haven't even gotten into our theme song yet.
Oh, I'm really off today. So, this is Paul.
And this is Nick.
And this is Cereal.
Cereal!
So today, in celebration of football season kicking off, baseball playoffs, the Olympics just wrapping up, basketball season is rapidly approaching.
I mean, this is really just a crossroads of a lot of sports. I mean, your MLS teams, they're starting to get into the playoff season.
I'm sure there's stuff going on with hockey soon.
Sure, hockey. Yeah, hockey's coming up. Yeah.
I saw golf on the TV the other day. Could have been a rerun.
You know what I saw the other day? Futsal. I saw a game of futsal being played.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a 5-on-5 indoor soccer. I'm sure that people are ramping up their highlight games.
Yeah, there should be a segment called "Stuff Paul Didn't Even Know Was a Thing."
Anyway, so yeah, we're at a crossroads of a lot of different sports right now. It's high time that we talk about something in serialdom that we haven't discussed quite yet.
Well, and to kick off the sports episode and season, quite frankly, I picked up myself a box of Touchdown Crunch.
Touchdown Crunch.
Yeah.
Touchdown Crunch. I've never had Touchdown Crunch before.
Have you seen it before?
I've never even seen it. No, I don't think so.
So it's Captain Crunch with crunch berries, but the berries are blue and green and they're shaped like footballs.
Okay. Like footballs are. Yeah.
Yeah, like Ace Ventura. Yeah. They're little footballs. Laces out. But they are like the worst shaped footballs ever. They're more like rugby balls. Like they're barely shaped like anything. But the captain is really enjoying himself on the front of the box.
He's always enjoying himself.
He's always having a good time. He's high on life. And then Captain Crunch is one that has a lot of different sports varieties. I think you and I have talked about Home Run Crunch before.
Yes.
Which is baseball themed.
Yeah.
There is Race Car Crunch, which has got like a racing theme.
Are they just race cars?
Yeah, so basically all these cereals is you have it's basically Crunch Berry. So you have the regular cereal and the berry is shaped like something. But the cars are shaped like a square car you would draw when you were like 7 years old. Okay. They look like a Tetris piece. And Soccer Crunch.
Just soccer balls?
I mean, I guess it's just Crunch Berries in a different box.
I feel like Soccer Crunch or Soccer cereal should be done exclusively by Ralston. They should, so they can have the nets in there.
Exactly, yeah. And some insane prize shrink wrapped to the box.
Buy a box and you get the World Cup trophy. What?
Yeah, a little World Cup for you. So when we talk about sports cereals, obviously the first one that comes to mind is Wheaties.
Oh, Wheaties. Yeah.
President Obama's unofficially Monday through Friday cereal.
Sure, unofficially, but we know it's
we know.
But
it's cool.
Unofficial, but
it's cool, Barry. We know.
We know, Barry. We know.
Barry Obama's, man. He needs Wheaties. You know he eats Wheaties. General Mills product, obviously, started in 1924.
1924?
Yeah, it's a really old one.
Man, I mean, I guess it's a dead simple cereal. It's just wheat flakes.
Yeah, Bran and Wheat Flakes. It's basically been the same since it came out. Are you a big Wheaties fan?
Honestly, I don't know that I've actually had I obviously I know of Wheaties. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I actually had Wheaties until today. I think today was the first day I had.
What?
True bowl of Wheaties.
Wow.
Well, here's the thing. It's like we've talked about how my house was a sugar household. Mm-hmm. That all they loved was sugar. Yeah. Like we didn't have time for Wheaties. Like why would we waste our time with Wheaties? It's like buying unfrosted Pop-Tarts. Like you're just like Frosted Flakes is right there. Yeah. Like why are we eating Wheaties? So I've never had Wheaties until today.
What did you think?
So we talked about in the Raisin Bran episode trying to create your own Raisin Bran. This Wheaties is the thing. Wheaties is the perfect way to create your own Raisin Bran. Corn Flakes it's got the corn crunch. It's too crunchy. Wheaties is where it's at. And you know what? I did it. I made my own Raisin Bran today.
Look at you with your farmer's market raisins.
Oh, my farmer's market raisins, sun-dried in the California sun by local farmers, and poured into the thing. You know, so let me take you through it. Let me take you through the process. I poured a bowl of the stuff. I was first taken by how big the flakes are. Like, I feel like that you pour a bowl of corn flakes or you pour a bowl of even Raisin Bran, and like the flakes that aren't necessarily big, but the Wheaties flakes for some reason were just huge. And maybe they're just floating to the top of the box. We talked about solids as fluids before, and Nick's Science Corner.
That's right. Lots of great segments in this show. You know that?
A lot of great segments. Nick's Science Corner is one that I feel like that we should really expand upon. Anyway, so flakes are huge. I pour milk on it, and I drink soy milk instead of the cow milk. I take a bite. And I'm not sure if you know this about soy or about like soy products. Like the joy of soy products is that it takes on the flavor of whatever's around it.
Okay.
Like so like if you spice it up or you put like sauces and stuff around it, the tofu or the soy product will taste good because it's surrounded by a lot of good things. So if you have like a soy product like soy milk that's covering something that has negative taste to it, then you have nothing. It's like, you're eating emptiness, but not in the same way that you're eating like an existential crisis of emptiness, like you do if you're eating like a Cookie Crisp or a Fruity Pebbles.
Yep.
It's more of a, you're just like, you take a bite and you're like, this is what they would be eating in the future when we have destroyed all taste in order to level out the playing field for everybody. In order to make everyone bland and to control the thoughts of everyone. Mm-hmm. Once we get to that dystopian future when we've destroyed all flavors, this is what we'll be eating. I basically thought I was eating Soylent Green. And so I decided that I would, that's when I brought down the farmer's market raisins, poured them on top, instantly made it better. Insanely better. Like it went from being like a nothing cereal to like, I don't know, top 15? Cereal for me, approaching the top 10.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That is impressive.
I'm just saying, like Wheaties plus fruit is is great. It's good stuff.
Yeah, Wheaties is one of those that, as a kid, I always was like, I want to get those because it's got like such a positive like message. You know, it's such a like, you eat this, you're going to be a great athlete, and it just was like that's so drilled into you. And I remember getting it once, and I'm like, oh, this is like health food,
right? Yeah.
And it's one of those cereals that, like, I don't know anybody personally that eats Wheaties.
Not on a regular basis, no.
But again, it must sell.
Yeah, it's been around for forever and ever and ever and ever.
I mean, forever.
It is the breakfast of champions.
It really is the breakfast of champions. That slogan came out right at the beginning, 1927, man. They came out with the breakfast of champions tagline. And that's also, so I mean, 3 years after this thing has been out, they start doing sports sponsorships. They sponsored a minor league baseball team in Minneapolis.
Starting small.
Yeah. They did like an ad in the outfield and also some radio spots.
Oh, radio spots in the 20s? That must have been something.
Oh, I would love to get my hands on that audio.
No kidding.
Have you tried Wheaties? They're whole wheat with all of the brands.
So they have this deep-rooted history in being tied to sports. So everyone knows that, you know, the Wheaties box is it's one of those. Would you consider it like... now, you and I both being as far from professional athletes as possible, I would consider it like that is probably a goal for some, if not most, athletes, is to be on the cover of the Wheaties box.
Yeah, I mean, to be on the cover of the Wheaties box is just, I mean, it means that you've reached the pinnacle of your sport. It means that not only are you like the top of your sport, but you're enough of a name in order for you to sell cereal.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, you know, the second place team at the Olympics that, you know, might have done something good. You have to be the final five. Mm-hmm. You've got to be Michael Jordan. You've got to be Mia Hamm. You've got to be like names that are synonymous with your sport, at least at the time period when you're on the box. And if you're an athlete, if you're a human, if you're just like a human being, who doesn't want to be so good at something that you are just synonymous with that sport. And and that's why they'll put you in the Wheaties box, because they'd be like, hey, Mia Hamm eats Wheaties. Don't you want to be good at something? You slovenly, dumb American. Don't you want to be good at something like Mia Hamm? Why aren't you eating this breakfast of champions? Why are you breaking out the donuts that are topped with butter and glaze and Fruit Loops on top, and eating that and saying, you know, joking around with your friends, haha, breakfast of champions. Why not eat the actual breakfast of champions, you fat pig?
And just in case you can't find it, we've made it bright safety orange.
It's bright safety orange. The box is always huge. It's like a honeycomb shaped box.
Well, the flakes are the size of coasters, so I mean they need a huge box.
It's like you can either eat these or you can take these outside and play ultimate frisbee.
That's
one
right.
or the other. Either way, it's helping you.
So I wanted to talk briefly about some of the notable athletes that have graced the box. I know we've talked in the past about the ones that everyone has heard of and all that kind of stuff, but there were some interesting factoids out there. Okay. 1934 was the first time they featured a real athlete on the Wheaties box.
Was it a fake athlete before?
So before they'd had like an actor, like a model basically, who was like, you know, like a ball player or something, but it was not a true athlete. It was just like a model.
How dare you, General Mills?
Well, I mean, that's normal for most things. Let's just dial it back a bit here.
Right.
Okay. It was Lou Gehrig was the first athlete on Wheaties box, the New York Yankees baseball player. And they actually started on the back side of the box. So Lou Gehrig was on the back. That same year, Eleanor Smith was the first woman who was on the Wheaties box, and she was a famous aviator.
Oh, okay.
So she did a lot of stunt flying. She set a ton of records. She flew until she was 89 years old.
89 years old?
Yeah. So, and she died in 2010. So, she was flying in the late 90s, early 2000s. She did, she would fly, test planes and stuff.
Holy
so she was...
smokes.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, if I could only be so lucky as to be able to be that with it when I'm 89.
Yeah, like to fly a plane.
Right?
Like not even just be like, oh, I remembered where I put my car keys.
Right? I don't even know where to do that now.
Yeah. Also the same year, so 1934, the first married couple was featured on the box. And I had never heard of these people, Martin and Osa Johnson, but they were famous aviators, adventurers, documentary filmmakers. It's cool to see that Wheaties featured a man, a woman, and a couple within the first tier. But I also found it interesting to see that back then, these are celebrities, a famous pilot, basically.
Right.
And people who were exploring and making documentary films about like Africa and the wild. And it's like, it's just kind of cool to me that that's what was popular back then. These were the people that we were like, yeah, these guys will help us sell cereal. 1935, they had the first female athlete. I mean, I guess sort of an aviator is not, I guess, technically an athlete. Her name was Babe Didrikson Zacharias.
This is Babe Didrikson Zacharias, who's so far ahead the rest can hardly see her with a telescope.
I didn't practice this, obviously, but she was an American athlete who had a lot of success in golf, basketball, track, and field, and she won 2 gold medals in track and field in the 1932 Summer Olympics, then became a pro golfer and won 10 LPGA major championships.
Man.
It's just unbelievable.
What the heck?
And it's like, well, you know, I didn't eat a frozen dinner tonight, so I should get a prize.
Yeah, right. I don't understand like how good humans are sometimes. Like I can't like there's sometimes I see or hear about things and I'm just like, I didn't know that we could do that. Like I had no idea that we as humans could achieve that much or do that many things. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, and what's cool is like these are all Americans too. So there's a lot of sort of patriotic pride with a lot of this stuff too. Yeah. Like that dude who out-ate Kobayashi. I mean, that's huge, man.
That's huge. Was it Joey Chestnut? Joey Chestnut?
Yeah. He should be on the Wheaties box.
He should be. I mean, it should be like denominations of currency. Like you should have like child athletes on like small like the fun size boxes. And then like on when you gotta get like a gross like when you get like a pallet delivered of Wheaties, like on the shrink wrap on the outside is just a picture of Joey Chestnut.
Or like Shaq.
Yeah.
A couple more I want to go over real quick. 1936, one of my favorite athletes of all time, Jesse Owens, is the first African-American athlete. He is like, in my opinion, like such a classy dude. Such an incredible athlete. First African-American athlete on the Wheaties box. And then this was interesting. The first athlete on the front of the box was in 1958, this guy named Bob Richards, who was an Olympic pole vaulter.
Really? Pole vaulter? I couldn't name a pole vaulter right now.
I could never name a pole vaulter ever. So he was the first athlete on the front of the box. He won gold medals in 52 and 56. So from that point on, they've had an athlete, you know, easily a ton of athletes on the cover. And then the guy who's been on the box the most is Michael Jordan has been on the Wheaties box 18 different times.
18 times?
And he has a great meme. Which I love.
That's really what he should be known for. Like, you know, he won like a million world championships. He basically elevated the entire sport. But, you know, let's talk about Crying Jordan.
Crying Jordan is amazing. Every single kid in the 80s and 90s, and probably today, sticks their tongue out when they try to dunk.
Sure.
But yeah, Crying Jordan is what he is remembered for.
That's the legacy. That's the true legacy that he leaves behind.
So Wheaties really is sort of that, if we were going to say sports and cereal, that's the first thing that everyone thinks of. It's sort of that easily recognizable tie-in between sports and cereal, because to be honest, as we were doing a lot more research, cereal, because it has sort of fallen out of, I don't want to say it's fallen out of fashion, but it's not really like the health food it was marketed to be, you know, in the 50s and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing. It's like of the cereals that are remaining on the shelves right now, like Wheaties is really like the only one that is like would be conceivably a cereal for athletes. Like, there's a lot of other cereals that are out there that might claim to have some kind of benefits for athletes, but like Wheaties is like the one that seems to have like any legitimacy in that or any credibility. That's what I'm trying to say. Wheaties is the only like credible one. Like, that's the cereal for athletes. Every other one seems to be more like a sugary cereal that is using sports in some way in order to market itself, because marketing sugary cereals are hard. And so let's make Touchdown Crunch, and let's try to put athletes in the front of our box and be like, no, Frosted Flakes are great for athletes.
Yeah, it's more like endorsed rather than like used.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
It's just like, yeah, you can use my image as long as I get that sweet money. Do I have to eat your cereal though? Because that could ruin my career.
It's like, yeah, I haven't had a carb in 3.5 years. I'm not going to start by eating an Applejack. Thank you.
Oh God. What if that was the thing? If somebody came down to me and was like, Nick, in order for you to be one of the greatest athletes of all time, you have to start eating Apple Jacks every day, all day, for the rest of your life. I don't know if I could do it.
That's a toughie, man.
Yeah.
That feels like the kind of stuff that happens like in the back room of like when they're making somebody big. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like, so-and-so's not very good. Well, we just have to market him better. And you're going to have to sell your soul. Well, what does that mean? You're going to have to go on a Corn Pops box.
No!
And then they zoom up and spin the camera. Oh, boy. Hey, do we want to take a word from our sponsors now?
Yeah, let's go. Let's check in on our sponsor.
Now a word from our sponsor.
This week, we received some cool stuff in the mail.
Let me tell you, so I got a knock on the door. I waited all day for this thing to come. Mm-hmm. I got a knock on the door. The delivery guy has me, like, he just like beeps my thing, hands me this giant box, and he just looks at me like with a raised eyebrow, and he's like, "Enjoy your cereal." Like,
really? That's awesome.
Like, I don't need your shade, man. I don't need your tea. I don't need your pink lemonade.
Do you know who I am, sir? Yeah, Nick and I each got a promotional package sent to our respective studios. Mm-hmm. And they're from General Mills, and General Mills is doing a Monster Vote 2016 promotion this year. So basically your Monster cereals are going to have a political theme, and they want you to go online and vote for your favorite monster. Mm-hmm. And they've got like a bunch of prizes, and you can win cash. You can win. I want to win a vintage T-shirt, like a throwback T-shirt.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's what I want. But they sent us each a promotional box. So we've got. Look, guys, I don't know any other way to say this without sounding arrogant, so I'm just going to say it. Mm-hmm. We're influencers now.
I mean, here's the thing: is like we started this podcast hoping to get cereal screeners. We're on our way, man.
So look, this is going to be our last episode because we set a goal, we've achieved it, and we're done. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, and good night. So let's talk about this election thing real quick. Obviously, it's a grab on the election season that's happening right now. Mm-hmm. If you had to vote for one of these monsters, Count Chocula, a bite for the people. Wait, what is it? It's one bite for one person? What is their slogan?
One small bite for man, one giant bite for vampire kind.
Okay, all right, yeah.
It's actually a real bite for real people.
So, Count Chocula, a real bite for real people. Mm-hmm. Frankenberry, people cereal first. Or Boo Berry, Boo needs you. Who of these monsters would you want representing you?
I'm torn because I want to pick one based off of the cereal, but I want to pick one. I want to pick a different one based on his look. Okay. But I want to pick another one based off of his platform.
I agree in these terms. Okay, go for
it. Empirically, I mean, if it came down to it, when I have to go into that little booth and I pull the curtain closed and I'm standing there and I see my dangling Chad.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's a very spooky voting booth too.
It's the The voting venue looks like a haunted house. There's dry ice fog everywhere.
You go to reach in to vote, and it's just a bowl full of grapes. Like,
and someone
why is that even there?
And someone grabs you back. Right. I think I'd have to vote for Count Chocula.
Count Chocula.
Yeah.
Based on cereal?
Based on cereal, it would have to be Count Chocula. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one that it's of the monster cereals. It's the one that I personally think is the best. Mm-hmm. I think he's the what's the opposite of the underdog? Overdog.
He's the
overcat. He's the overcat.
He's the. I think that's a technical term. The opposite of underdog is the overcat.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the definitely. I feel like that if you put this, and I guess we'll see soon, if you put this to a poll of the people, that Count Chocula is going to come out on top. Here's where I'm at.
Okay.
Count Chocula. I do like Count Chocula. I do feel like that Count Chocula, his super PAC's a little too full. He's got a little bit too much funding. I think he's being funded by Big Cereal, to tell you the truth. Because when we got our screeners, just a little bit extra came in the Count Chocula box.
And there's no reason for that.
There's no reason for that. It's a bribe. Extra.
Yeah.
I'm saying he's bribing. It's a little too much. It's a little too forward. So I have to move on from Count Chocula. So then I see Frankenberry. Frankenberry is a good cereal. I like Frankenberry. I definitely like the fruit flavors in my cereal. I just can't get over the pink poop scandal. That's just a scandal that I'm never going to get over. I'm never going to get past.
And they've given him a Richard Nixon gesture on this box.
Yeah, they have.
Not a vote of confidence right there.
No, and also he's a people cereal first. It's a very populist stance. Mm-hmm.
Feels a little bit pandering, a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit of pandering. It's a little bit of pandering for sure.
What does he know about people? He isn't even a real man.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
That is a bold statement.
That's a bold statement. Then we have who we have left is Boo Berry. Mm-hmm. I think that we've discussed this. Boo Berry is my favorite of the monster cereals. It's I like his color. I like his cool stylings. He does like the to rock the bow tie and the bucket hat, which reminds me of an old man, which I appreciate.
Yep, as do I. But he has like a very human hand and fingernails.
It's very creepy and very off-putting. I don't care for it. It's weird. So I don't know that I could. I don't know if I could vote someone into office that has such a creepy hand. So
right, Nick, I need you to just pull the lever. I need you to make a vote, man. It's go time.
Writing candidate Fruit Brute.
Come on. Why don't you just throw your vote away, Nick? Okay.
I'm voting for who I believe in.
Okay, well, that's great. That's great. A vote for Fruit Brute is just a vote for Frankenberry. So the URL is monstersvote2016.com. You can win prizes. You can enter once per day. You just go and it's got a cool little website. You vote for your candidate, you put in your email, and you can win stuff. And you can also see what state has which candidate. And right now, Count Chocula is sweeping the nation.
Oh, boy.
So if you're a big Boo Berry or Frankenberry person out there, you have a civic responsibility to get out there and let your voice be heard, because right now Count Chocula, like an old-timey politician, he's got his cronyism out there just sweeping the votes away, while you, John and JQ viewer, sit by idly wondering what you can do to save your monster country. This is your opportunity to go out there and rock the monster vote.
Gotta rock the vote. Yeah. Rock the vote.
What would monsters do? So would they rock the vote? Oh, sorry. Yeah, would they rock the vote?
They would. I think they would monster mash the vote.
Yes. That was good. I like that one. So we've got these other cereals that use some sports endorsements. We've got some that we're sort of now... So we're getting into what I would call like fringe sports sponsorships.
Okay.
You've got this... I think everybody has heard of Flutie Flakes.
I think that people have probably heard of Flutie Flakes and have no idea who Flutie is.
That's right.
Doug Flutie. He's a journeyman quarterback. I knew him best as he played for the Chargers. I feel like that more than his career, Flutie Flakes is his legacy. It's his crying Jordan meme.
Yeah, he's got his Flutie Flakes, but he's not just famous for that. I just want to say, he's incredibly famous for his Hail Mary pass when he was in Boston College.
Caught by Boston College! I don't believe it!
He played for the Buffalo Bills. He played for a whole bunch of different teams. But you're right, he's kind of he's one of those quarterbacks that was good, that was a big name, but never really hit that pinnacle level. I don't think he ever won a Super Bowl, did he?
No, he did not. No.
Yeah, I always feel bad for guys who are big in the NFL. They're well known, but they never get that Lombardi trophy.
Yeah. He did, however, win 3 Grey Cups in the CFL, in Canada's Football League.
And he was on Dancing with the Stars.
He was, yeah.
He didn't win. Big surprise. I'm sorry. That's a burn.
Choke artist.
So he had Flutie Flakes, which were basically just, were they just bran flakes?
It was a frosted corn flake. That's what it was.
So Frosted Flakes.
He made frosted flakes. Yeah.
There's a company in Pittsburgh called PLB Sports, and they make these weird private label player endorsed products. They basically have private label stuff that they'll brand with a famous athlete's name, and then most of the time, if not all the time, the profits go to charity. So the athlete will have some sort of charity or foundation that they support. There's a ton of just random ones out there, and all the cereals are basically Frosted Flakes, Corn Flakes, Cheerios. It's your sort of basic cereals is what they're doing. I just picked out a couple that I thought were kind of funny.
Yeah.
You have Fastball Flakes, which was so stupid, which is Justin Verlander's cereal.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other one I loved was Ocho Cincos, which is Cheerios for Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco. So yeah, so PLB Sports, they do all this weird stuff. They also have a Ron Gronkowski hot sauce.
If there's any product out there that's other than an energy drink that's good for Gronk, hot sauce is where it's at. Hot sauce is the one.
I think it's called Gronk sauce.
Gronk sauce. Oh man.
So you guys can actually go to PLB Sports' webpage and you can order all this great stuff. A lot of the older cereals, they don't have any cereal in them, but you could get the packaging if you wanted, if you're a collector. They still make all this stuff. Their website's awesome too. It looks like it was last updated probably in 2002 maybe. It's fun to navigate. It's got that Space Jam feel to it. The other one that I thought was interesting is Frosted Flakes has a lot of sports and exercise themed advertising as of late. But I know that when we were kids, they had the cartoon Tiger, and he always was sort of he would be at soccer practice, or he'd be encouraging you to go out and do your thing. And I find it kind of interesting that something that was once called Sugar Frosted Flakes, they're still super confident about being this kids who are active need this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just that it amps them up.
Kids do really great in our cereal for about an hour. And then after that, they fall asleep.
So eat your flakes, get out there and run around for an hour, and then hopefully you don't have plans later.
Hopefully you don't have plans later because you're about to slip into a small coma.
I remember one specifically I thought was pretty cool was Frosted Flakes Gold.
Gold! I remember that, yeah.
I love gold! Frosted Flakes with baked with honey. So honey, and the box was
that's all Frosted Flakes really needed was an extra sweetener.
And it had little sports pictures on it in the background. And they've got that tiger stripe kind of logo going on, which is very much an Adidas sportsy kind of logo. Mm-hmm. I feel that was the first time I saw it. So Gold was one that they really pushed as a long-lasting energy and that had more of a sports theme. But they've got commercials now where it's dad and son or dad and daughter, and they're doing a catch in the backyard, or they're playing soccer, and the tiger's there, but he's not really part of it. You know what I mean? Have you noticed this?
No, yeah, definitely. There's one commercial that I've seen a lot lately where it's Tony sitting at a table with a girl in a wheelchair, and Tony's like, "Are we going to the skate park today?" And the girl's like, "Maybe." And then it's them at the skate park, and he's like, "Go get him!" And she like rolls down a ramp, and you're like, and then everybody's like, "Yay, you rolled down the ramp!" And like, I'm like, Tony, that's all you can encourage her to do is roll down a ramp? Like, I was expecting some tricks. I was expecting her to get into that bowl and do some 180 Christ airs,
Wait, so it's just like a regular ramp?
Yeah, it's just like it's just like a ramp that she would probably have gone down anyway, just going about her day, because that's how you get inside of buildings. Yeah, she goes down this like small ramp, goes down there, everybody cheers her on, is like, "Yeah, you did it, way to go!" I'm hoping for some like Tony Hawk tricks. That's what I was looking for.
I was thinking she was going to like go off the edge of an empty pool, like into the deep end.
Just like grinding on the edge of that empty pool. Get her to. If I don't see her like getting some major air at the X Games, then what's it all worth? What are we doing here? Yeah,
or why aren't we putting her on like some skis, and then we're talking.
Now we're talking.
Now she's amped up on all that natural and artificial sugar.
Yeah. Just like amp her up on that adrenaline, just like scream in her face for a while until she screams back, and then just shove her down the hill. Like that's the Tony the Tiger I know.
Show 'em you're a tiger. Show 'em what you can do. Go, Tiger! The taste of Tony's Frosted Flakes. Look at him go! Raisin the tiger in you. And you.
So I've got a couple of real deep cuts here.
Okay, hit me.
Two that I had never heard of. 1984, General Mills releases Pro Stars.
Pro Stars?
Do you know the cereal?
I do not.
It is a hockey-themed cereal with hockey-themed commercials.
Okay.
Not exclusively, but regularly endorsed by Wayne Gretzky.
Semi-regularly endorsed. Whenever Gretzky could get around to it.
Whenever they were like, man, there's nobody else marketable in hockey right now. Can someone get Wayne on the phone?
Everybody else has either missing teeth or has like a hamburger for face right now. Yeah. We need to get Wayne Gretzky on the phone. He's the only person that looks halfway decent.
So Pro Stars were a lightly sweetened oat cereal with a touch of honey. So a star shaped with a hole in the middle, kind of like Alphabets or Lucky Charms, the cereal. But it was not frosted so much as lightly sweetened with a touch of honey.
Okay.
And it included hockey cards in the box.
Oh, yeah.
There was a cartoon in the 90s that called Pro Stars. Please tell me you remember this cartoon.
I do not remember Pro Stars, the cartoon. But I imagine, before you tell me, is it like a Super Friends, but with athletes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. There are 3 athletes in the cartoon Pro Stars. Can you name them?
All right. Here we go. 1984?
No. I'm going to say this is like 89 or 90 or 91.
Okay. All right. Let's say...
One of them is a real deep cut. I mean, deep for now. Give me your picks. So
let's say Gretzky, Jordan.
Yep. But that was solid right there. Right off the bat, you knew those two.
Bernie Kosar.
No, come on. Different sport. I'll give you that. It's not basketball or hockey.
Okay. Not basketball or hockey. Tommy Lasorda.
Dude, are you even trying?
I'm trying to think of like sports.
All right, so athlete.
Okay.
Major athlete.
Yeah.
Huge name. This guy was everywhere.
In like the late 80s, early 90s?
And now he is like, he fizzled out after a serious injury. This is as late 80s, early 90s as it possibly gets when it comes to athletes.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Bo Jackson.
I was about to say it as a joke. Oh man.
Yeah.
I was going to say it as a joke, and like I was like, I think Paul's getting mad at me for making jokes. Dang, Bo Jackson. I knew Bo Jackson. Of course, it's Bo Jackson.
Yeah, he's
the hybrid. If you're going to have 3 athletes and you want to cover 4 sports, like that's how you do it. You get Bo Jackson.
It's him or Deion Sanders.
It's him or Deion Sanders.
Their show was amazing. The theme song was a retooled version of We Will Rock You.
Michael's prime is slam time. Pro stars, show stars. Swings hot, slap shot.
Wait, I do remember this a little bit now.
Yes! It was such a bad
now.
show. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So Jordan had the rocket shoes.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky had rollerblades that would pop out of his shoes,
Of
which were
course he
basically
did.
Heelys.
Yeah, they're Heelys.
And then I think Bo Jackson had like a telescopic bat.
Yeah, he had a telescopic bat. Yeah.
Yeah, just awesome. That was a great show.
Great relative, but yeah, that was a show.
Okay, lastly, we're going to talk about... I went in search... This was in search of a racing cereal.
Okay, yeah, just to cover the sports. Yeah, sure.
I went in search of a racing cereal that was like actual racing with real athletes, not Captain Crunch in an X-Wing helmet with a checker flag.
Right.
There was a special cereal released by Kellogg's that was a Target exclusive called Vrooms.
Vrooms.
It was a frosted multigrain cereal with red circles. So you had like frosted multigrain Cheerios with red Cheerios mixed in for the Target logo.
Okay.
But the red one had no different flavor.
Oh, it just tasted like the other ones?
Yes, it was just red just for marketing purposes. And it featured the Target racing team drivers. So they had NASCAR and Formula One drivers in their like Target burn suits. And I just love the idea that it's called Vrooms.
Yeah, sure.
And it is focused around Formula One.
Formula One?
I've talked about sports so much. I'm sore and tired.
you need a good sauna break. You need to get the ice bath. Yeah. You need
now
to,
I know why John Madden ate so much.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like that. Yeah, we definitely deserve a turducken for all of our efforts today.
You know, that is a dream. One day I'm going to do that.
A turducken? Mm-hmm. John Madden is John Madden involved in the dream, or are you just going to make it yourself?
No, I just have always wanted to make and just the idea of preparing and eating a turducken sounds so cool.
You know, I believe in you. I think you can achieve those dreams.
I know this was really the tip of the iceberg, but we I think we did a pretty solid job talking about sports and cereal. I saw an interesting article about cereals that could and should be endorsed by, nutritionists. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them are these protein packed ones. Like there's Akashi vanilla protein. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of these that are non-GMO, organic, less gluten or less wheat, or not fully wheat based. That could be really healthy for folks who are doing a lot of activity. So hopefully we'll see a rebirth and a renaissance with athletes endorsing cereal besides the ones we're used to seeing.
Well, that's the thing is I feel like that in our age of reason of cereal marketing and cereal development, that if you put an athlete on the cereal, it's kind of like the athlete saying, this is a cereal that I think that you should eat in order to be more like me or more like an athlete in general. So if you're going to put a celebrity sports figure on a cover, the cereal itself should be healthy, or it should be contributing toward if not an athlete's life, at least a healthy life. Mm-hmm. Just more opportunities for the, Simone Biles to be looking out at me from the cereal and be like, you fat slob, why don't you just eat the good for you cereal? Stop reaching for the Lucky Charms. What are you doing?
Mm. I want them to do at least endorse the organic, free range, non-GMO Cinnamon Toast Crunch. What's the one with all the animals, like the koala bear on it and stuff like that? You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
That's what they should do. If we can get an endorsement on something that still tastes good, I'm all for it.
I'm into it, yeah. Thank you guys for listening to the Super Cereal Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Tumblr. Just look up the Super Cereal Podcast on any of those things.
You can also continue to listen to the show with your current medium. You can tell your friends to find the show on iTunes. You can find it on Google Play Music, on Stitcher, and our home hub for all things audio, SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
You can stream that right from SoundCloud. You don't have to download anything. But if you pause, it's really easy to lose your place at SoundCloud. That's sort of my beef with it.
You can email us at the superserialpodcast@gmail.com. And just let us know what you think, either through there or through ratings or however, by a pigeon. You can send a raven if you'd like. I don't read smoke signals, but I mean, if you'd like to try that, I mean, I'm game.
You can send a fax.
Fax. We'll find a way to make a fax work.
You can send a fox.
Foxes are a little dangerous, and I feel like that they have diseases. But yeah, maybe a fox. I think they can get worms from fox. I don't. Yeah. Thank you for listening. This is Nick,
and this is Paul,
and this has been Serial.
Serial.